Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're just going to look at the Sportsdeck Dream Team after round 17 of the 2025 NRL season. So normally we do this in conjunction with team lists, however, got a bit on Tuesday afternoon, so I thought I'd just jump in while I'm doing all the other round reviews and have a bit of a look. So this week was okay. We scored an even 1,000 on the dot, which was in the top 20% for the round. So probably a little bit underwhelming in terms of the competition. But we did only drop one spot overall. So I guess for those in the top 100, there may have been quite a few struggling alongside myself. So let's have a look at the team and how it went. So this week we had Cam McInnes at hooker with a 43, which is, probably his base score. Terrell May with 69 was quite good. Payne Haas, with a 54 was a little bit flat, so we could have taken that, but decided not to. Kalama Matangi with a 37 was a bit underwhelming as well, but he'll play this week, so that's fine. Eli Katoa was great with a 73, and Corey Horsburgh was really good as well with a 73. So he's been a pretty handy hold, particularly with now Couchman is going to miss some time. So, I think Horsburgh is just going to become a Couchman in the final sort of team. Preston, 65 points, was really good. Hubner with just the 20, so he leaked a little bit more cash, which isn't ideal, but he'll be a useful number potentially this week. In the halves, so Luke Metcalf, unfortunately, doing an ACL, so there's probably another forced trade into the near future. Hines with the 61 was pretty good. Cleary with 89 was fantastic. Didn't expect that big of a score against the Dogs, and given how tight the scoreline was too, but he was just in everything. King Toggy was quite good too with the 54, so making a nice little bit of cash. -6 break even, so probably one we hold for a good while, if not the rest of the season, as our sort of fifth half option. In the centres, we had Herbie Farmworth with 75 was amazing. Kiraz with just the 29, and then getting the call up to Origin. Fortunately, we've got the numbers to cover him on the bench with Purdue only getting a 27 this week, and Karapani with a 41. And then the back line, we had Latrell with 58, so that was a good trade-in. Garrick with 56. Jed Stewart, our other trade-in this week, with a 30. And Isaiah Katoa, just unreal, with a 73-point return. So, definitely in our top sort of four halves to finish the season. In terms of game day, though, didn't get the chocolates. Shano with a 10.32 for the Dragons' Lair. So captaining Terrell May was probably the difference in the end. As you can see, an extra sort of 30 points there. But elsewhere, just solid contributions from Kikau, Lucas, Sarko. Jerome Hughes with 85 was massive. Bo Fermor and Scott Drinkwater, 73 apiece on Sunday Arvo. So that might have just been what pipped me in the end. But a couple of big scores in the league. So Lockie's team, the Rabbits, with a 10.83, thanks to Cleary scoring 89. The captain Herbie Farmworth, so that's just been set and forget type scores from him. Eli Katoa with 73 was quite good as well. Had Horsburgh, Hines, Mitchell score all right. And shout out to Oliver with the 10.53. He's probably still killing it overall. Don't know if there's anyone particularly different there, just all the right picks in all the right places. It's good stuff. So speaking of which, we'll just have a quick look at the league. So back up into the top 30, 29th overall. So great stuff there, Oliver. And a few of the other guys just sort of sitting around pretty level. Shano made a bit of a move this week, so well done, mates. Let's have a look at some of the other scores this week. So Talis Duncan top scored with the 106. Well done if you got on him. 6.3% of teams have. The hammer, so scoring 4 tries, 97 points was pretty handy if you had him. Val Holmes with an 86, so obviously on origin duty this week, but at 530k, dual position could be a pretty handy pick for the run home, only in 11% of teams currently. Jerome Hughes, a few people had, that was a great get. Shibasaki with the 78 and duly rewarded with an origin spot, so well done, Gemahat. Unlucky if you had him because you miss out on his score this week, but I guess you've made a lot of cash out of it. 400k I got off a little while ago, and the dual position's probably handy as well. So good stuff there. Tuolangi scored all right. Drinkwater we've looked at. Dewey and Weeks, that sort of wing half options, both scored pretty well this week. Dylan Edwards was good in the low scoring game Thursday night. No real sort of cheapy options jumping out though. But if we do have a look at the cheapy options for this week, so maybe Jackson Paulo gets a run, although, oh, no, that's right, Shibasaki came in. I was thinking maybe Talangi gets a run in Origin, but he didn't. Cody Walker bottomed out in price, but unfortunately did a hamstring, so unlucky if you brought him in this week. Fichetti should get another good crack at it this week, so it's a little bit expensive, but could get on. Jed Stewart, bottom dollar cheapie on the bubble. Makes sense if you wanted to downgrade somewhere to bring him in. I went early last week, so not really an option for me. Latu Finu, well done if you got onto him. 50k this week and -4 break even. Bit more cash to come. Other than that, nothing too much to get excited about. So bottom dollar cheapie in the centre, playing in the starting front row. If you like that sort of incorrect positioning, get on Orbix Tua Taufa, man. You can see you say that. Great name. Can't say it, but great name. And yeah, Talis Duncan still got a decent break even, but I think he's just a bit too expensive now to bring in. So let's see how we're going for this week. So we thought we had Couchman, but that's no longer the case. So I'll just leave Haas there. So we haven't got a hooker. Got one front rower. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll put Horsburgh on field because we need to get Nafahu White on field. And we need to get Hubner on the bench. So we've got 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The two centres, so just keeping in mind Kiros is in the Origin squad. And then Latrell's in the Origin team, so we do get Nwangani Tawase. So I keep losing count as I go through. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we do have 14. But if we have a look at the notepad, so the plan was next week to upgrade Hubner and it's now Couchman due to the injury. And then potentially look at nothing out Purdue in order to upgrade Stewart. But we may have to make a bit of a move with Metcalf being injured. So use up one of those injury trades already. I guess the obvious one this week would be Jerome Hughes. So no 49 break even. The Cowboys haven't been most convincing defensively. The other option with this, I think, if we hold, we'll have to go a fair way down the list to find him, I reckon, because he hasn't played too much. But Tamari Martin is only at 250k. He's lost pretty much all of his value, 400k, due to just playing that role off the bench. But imagine he comes straight into the seven. And, he was valued at 650K off playing halfback last year. So it may be a case of we just wait a week and bring in Tamari Martin, which frees up the money that we wanted to upgrade our wing fullback spot. We've still got Cleary, Hines, Katoa, but I guess really we're not in a rush to upgrade that either because Stewart's wing fullback 5. So we've got Purdue can slide into the halves, so we could even rotate. We've already got Farnworth, so he'd be one you'd sort of want to shuffle things around to get in. Yeah, like we're pretty set, I think. So I think I'll wait till next week and let's have a look because next week we were going to bring in the 2 Origin guys, weren't we? Click the wrong thing there. Yeah, so we already had the 2 sort of trades booked in for next week with Hubner and Yo to Couch and Team. We don't have the extra trade. Would like to see. So maybe what we do is we just book one of these future trades in. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Because they're both on the buy, both playing Origin. So what's Yo? 748. Tino's a fair way down the list at 563. Let's just bring Yowie back in, because maybe Tino's one we can potentially let go. We've got Klamatangi, Horsburgh, White providing some front row coverage. It could lead us to getting a Hudson Young in the second row, although that would be another week down the track. And at the moment, we don't quite even have the money for that. But I guess if we do Metcalf down to Tamari Martin, we absolutely do. So, yeah, let's lock Yo in. Not that he's playing this week, but we don't really care. And so then the plan for next week becomes Hubner to Tino, Metcalf to Tamari Martin. Although, does it makes more sense to maybe bring Hughes in this week. It's Martin's break even. Yeah, break even at 31, so he might be a bit more expensive, but we could get him in round 20. Is he just in the halves only? Yeah, halves only. I thought he played a bit of fullback, so he might have even been a sort of swing option, but possibly not. King at Tokyo, -6 break even. Yeah, so, but then it still leaves us with, oh no, so Metcalf will be off. Um, I don't know. I guess we don't have to lock it in now, and we don't really do the round preview for this, so I'll definitely think about it. But yeah, the injuries haven't really helped, but I think there's got to be a force sort of move this week because we only get 2 trades next week. We've used all our boosts. And yeah, no, I'll spend some more time thinking about it off camera. This probably doesn't make for good YouTubing. So we'll wrap the video up there. As always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the Dream Team content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.